and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this video. Well, hello everybody, it is me, and I'm going to be more serious now than in the previous two videos because I must admit, for the first time I'm a bit scared. I'm a bit frightened about what I've just seen, what I've just come across. And I'd like to ask you, what does the Tarascan Empire mean to you? Because it would seem to me that this is a European state next to the Aztec Empire in pre-Columbian America. And not only is it European, but it seems to have been ruled, I guess, by the Knights Templar, which were a strong naval power back in the day. And I'm actually pretty scared because this is the first time I've seen that our history is actually completely wrong. It's not just wrong, it's completely wrong. When the Templars were butchered on Friday the 13th on that fateful day in the 13th, 14th centuries, something awful occurred. All their history was wiped out. A Templar knight is a truly fearless knight and secure on every side, for his soul is protected by the armour of faith, just as his body is protected by the armour of steel. He is thus doubly armed, and need fear neither demons nor men. Bernard de Clairvaux, what demons were they fighting? Could they be talking about people in America? We know that when the Templars were butchered, and it all came to an end for the Templars in 1312. Many retreated to Scotland, where they assisted in Scottish independence in exchange for the protection. They wouldn't be kidnapped and sold for ransom to the evil, wicked French king and his crony, the anti-pope, over in Avignon. And in Roslin Chapel, which is partly funded by Templar money, just an amazing thing, because Scotland, it's always been quite a poor country. How did they build this amazing chapel? We see the ears of corn carvings, which some believe depict Indian corn or maize, which was not around in Europe. So they must have had a foothold in the New World. And well, it's a terrible story, but this is a codex made up by the Spanish. The Spanish drew this. These are Tarascan people. Do they look a bit European to you? I want you to look at the clothing. They seem to be being butchered. They're being wiped out. Here we have crying women. And do you see what they're wearing? They're wearing tartans. I find this just fascinating. And this is only the beginning. The evidence is solid. It is strong. But first about the Tarascan state. The Tarascan state was never conquered by the Aztecs. The Aztecs tried to conquer it. They were never able to. The Tarascans were too strong. The Tarascans were masters of metalwork. And you know, it's a really funny thing, because the Spanish, when they encountered the Tarascans, instead of conquering them, they said, "Oh, you know, we'll let you be." And they let them be for about 5-10 years before they sent a very ruthless conquistador to conquer them. They maybe saw them as equals somehow. And here's the thing, when you look at a book called the Relación de Michoacán. Michoacán was the Aztec name for the Tarascans. And this codex, it looks a bit like the Voynich manuscript. And it shows the Tarascans as basically Europeans, which is bizarre. And you only see information about this online in Spanish. Everything about the Tarascans and Michoacán and the Relación de Michoacán is in Spanish. So here's a journal article, for instance. And I want you to look at this picture. This is a picture of the Tarascans. Look at this bloke. Looks a bit Viking to me. See the beard? They've captured some slaves who are crying. It looks like a bit like a committee. Here is the Tarascan. It says mayor, the major. I think he's the Tarascan mayor. Look what he's wearing. I want you to look at these blokes here. This guy's possibly blonde. Look at these blokes. Do you see what they're wearing? Look at their hats. Do you see what they're wearing? This was drawn by the Spanish in the 1500s, a picture of the Tarascans from the Relation de Michoacán. And I put it to you that, well, I'm shocked. I have to say I'm shocked. A blue bonnet worn in a romanticised Victorian-era depiction by McLan of a Macaulay Klansman. Here we have The Cragley Beard by David Allen. Two lowland shepherds in the 18th century wearing variations on the blue bonnet. So we have the tartan and we have the blue bonnet. The blue bonnet or the green bonnet, the tartan. Also, they're all smoking these pipes. A bit of a gentlemanly thing, I guess. This was a little congress to decide what should be the fate of these interlopers. And just brutal scenes here. This guy here with his... Now you might think it doesn't necessarily look like a tartan. But you see where it's like a kilt. It's cut off there. We go back to this and... it's that. That is what the mayor is wearing. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So there it is. That's the picture, and I'll bring this up next to it. You see, guys, it's even the same colours. Look, this guy here, this guy here. I mean, something funny is going on. Something funny we don't know about. Something weird. Here we have a German engraving of what they think Irish people look like, or they're actually, according to this, they're Highlanders, Irlander, or the Iran, from England, Angle. Anglo-Common, sorry. But it's apparently Highlanders. And you see they're wearing these tartans with this strong beveled sort of cloth. And it's so similar to what this fellow is wearing. I don't know what's going on here. I'm just as puzzled as you are. And so let's look more at this Relation de Michoacán. And not only does the people look like Europeans, but we can look at different pictures. So for example, let's look at this one over here. Espanol literature, yes, yes, yes. Let's make that a bit bigger. Now it's quite obvious what's happening here. Here we have the natives. They're shorter, darker people. They look like what we expect the natives in the Latin American countries to look like today. And here we have taller people. And they're a different colour, clearly, and they look like Europeans. And you see that the faces, that's even how they drew big medieval faces in medieval times. This looks like a medieval manuscript. But it was done in the 1500s, just after the Middle Ages. Just terrible. It's the death of a king. It looks like a blonde king. Over here, they appear to be blowing trumpets. Is this a type of, a primitive type of bagpipe or something? There is a kind of, these ones two are actually blowing shells, but these two look like natives. These two look like Europeans, and they're blowing these big, fat, long trumpets. It's weird. I don't think Native Americans use these trumpets, do they? But Europeans have always used big, long trumpets like this. You know, I'm just kind of in shock. You know, this is the Tarascans in the 1500s. I guess they would have become a bit more native by by this time, they're not necessarily wearing the tartans. Maybe it's summertime. I'm totally at a loss to explain much of this. Look, there's another one. This is unbelievable. This is just unbelievable. Relation de Mitsukoam, a facsimile. Someone wants 600 euros. There it is. That's what it looks like. And let's look again. These are the Spaniards. And there we go. There we go. A Tarascan. Look at these people. Look, they look like Irish monks. You see what they're wearing? Look at this guy. Just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. I do hope there are more. It goes on and on and on. There are more. Look at these two. They look like European kids, you see. But obviously they're mixed. They're slightly mixed with the natives. That's the Relation de Michoacán again. And there's picture after picture from this manuscript. And yeah, when I saw it, I was just blown away. Look again, Relation de Michoacán. This isn't medieval Europe we're talking about. These are the Tarascans, and they're quite clearly. These are drawings of people in Native America. This is not drawings of people in medieval Europe, but they look like medieval Europeans. Guys, I'm a bit scared because the history is not what it seems. There was a massive Templar colony. I do hope you have enjoyed this video. That was the Templar colony, the Tarascans. That would explain how the ears of wheat are in Roslyn Chapel. I have blabbed on a bit, but I wanted you to see this because I don't know what to make of this. This is an adventure. The Templars, should they launch a reconquest of North Mexico? What's going on? Cheers, guys. Now, do you know what? I've written a couple books. One of them is probably the best ancient astronauts, one of the best ancient astronauts books ever written. It's called Confessions of the Gods. Check it out, Kindle or paperback on Amazon. And also a Pyramids book. The Pyramids book is basically, well, it's 137 photos of sites you can visit in Europe, which are prototypes of pyramids. That's an amazing book. It's much deeper reading than the other book, Confessions, but check them out on Kindle and paperback. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. And also hit me up on Patreon. Cheers. Bye-bye.